What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Homeboibran channel. And fellas, in many aspects of your life, you cannot turn a hoe to a housewife. And if you're an Ole Miss fan, you should know that better than anybody. You have the biggest hoe in college football history as your head coach, Lane Kiffin. Is he a good coach? A lot of people are very high on him. A lot of people say that he is just overrated. But you know, you go 11-1 in a tough SEC. I don't think you can be too bad of a coach. But a lot of people are flipping out about this news. Lane Kiffin is leaving Ole Miss for LSU. Now, Ole Miss, they just had their first 11-win season in their entire program history. So obviously, he's doing good things for Ole Miss. Why would you want to leave? Prestige, like legacy, all of these things that come with the LSU coaching job. Obviously, their last head coach, Brian Kelly, seemed like it was going to work, on paper, but in execution, it did not at all. And he got fired for it. He went 7-5 this year. He got fired a couple games ago, but let me just go over quickly Lane's coaching history. Now, this first major job was in the early 2000s, that USC dynasty. He ended up coaching 3 Heisman Trophy winners, winning 2 national championships in 03 and 04. And he earned some notoriety from that job. He then accepted the Raiders head coaching job in the NFL, but there was a major falling out with him and the Raiders organization, so he moved on, got canned, and then he took the job at Tennessee, had a solid year at Tennessee, and then in a stunning move, went to his quote-unquote dream job, USC. And now USC, at this time, obviously I mentioned the dynasty in the early 2000s, but coming out of that dynasty was NCAA sanctions on USC for the Reggie Bush thing, all of that came with that. And so his job was to lead the program out of that and back to glory. He never really even got the chance to do that. He was fired after just 2 seasons. He had a 3-2 start in his final year, was fired on the tarmac coming home to Los Angeles. Now, obviously, that's a very embarrassing fate to have to suffer, but he got back on his feet, took the offensive coordinator job at Alabama, and even helped them win a national championship in 2015. A little bit of controversy at Alabama, though. He took the FAU coaching job mid-season, kind of like what he did this year. Took the FAU job, and Coach Saban did not let him coach in the national championship. He put Steve Sarkisian as the step-in OC, and they lost that game. So maybe that was, a big part of it. Maybe it wasn't. But he then took the FAU job, did his thing there, and got the Ole Miss job. And that leads us to where we are today. He has the Ole Miss job. He does great with some NFL prospects. Jackson Dart is playing on Monday night right now. Let me check the score. Okay, it's out of commercial. But he's playing on Monday night. He's a stud. A lot of the guys were studs at Ole Miss. And he leaves for LSU. Now, anybody who really knows ball knows that LSU is obviously a bigger job than Ole Miss. Ole Miss is way better than LSU this year. And is that because of Coach Kiffin? Is that because of some other factors? Who knows? But all you got to do is look at the stadium capacity. Ole Miss's stadium capacity is in the 60,000 range. LSU's is over 100,000. So that just shows you how much bigger of a fan base, bigger of a support, bigger of resources he has. Louisiana has the 3rd most top 100 recruits every year. So, and I mean, who's the other superpower in Louisiana? No one. Louisiana State has such a monopoly over the talent in Louisiana. It's not even funny. So, I guess that's kind of the rationale. LSU is a more prestigious, he's getting paid a bag too, but more prestigious, better coaching job, and a better talent pool of players in a pipeline. And gentlemen, like I said, I'm a Michigan fan, so I know this better than anybody. Not to say Jim Harbaugh's a hoe, but you know, he did flirt with the NFL for like 3 years until the whole sign stealing thing went down. But you know, you got to find a guy like Curt Cignetti at Indiana. I guarantee you, every Indiana's fan's worst nightmare was him leaving for a bigger job, maybe even that LSU job, if you know he didn't sign that extension earlier this year. You got to find a Curt Cignetti and stay away from the Lane Kiffins. Stay away from the Brian Kellys. Stay away from those characters. And if I can give you guys any advice, just as gentlemen to gentlemen, you cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. If you guys like the video, drop a like on the video. Give me guys your comments, your thoughts in the comment section about this whole situation, where college football is headed, transfer portal, coaching carousel, all that stuff. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.